going to show you how to perform analysis of covariance using this dataset, or some of this dataset. This is looking at the effect of training methods. So we don't need to worry about the details, but we have three different types of training. So we have a control group who don't have any training, and then we just have two training methods, method A and method B. So we've got three groups of participants that have been randomly allocated to one of the three training methods. So on whatever it is they're being trained on, they've all undertaken a pre-test just to see how good they are at it to start with, and then they have their training method, or the control group don't have a training method, and then afterwards they are tested on how well they do. So the two columns of data we're going to be using are pre-test 1, which is the data, the baseline data, and post-test 1, which is how they perform afterwards. Now normally, if we were going to look at the effects of this type of training across three different conditions, all we would do is just look at the effects by looking at the scores. So we just compare the post-test scores for the three groups. So I'm just going to do that first of all. You don't need to do this step as part of doing analysis of covariance, but it is instructive and it will help you to see what the effects are of doing the analysis of covariance. So I'm just going to quickly run a one-way ANCOVA here. General linear model, just run it through. So I'm just going to look at the post-test scores. So that's the dependent variable. Type of training goes into fixed factors. Right. So I'll click on options, and what we need are the descriptives, the estimates of the effect size, and I'll just put in homogeneity tests. So we'll just run that. And this is what we have. We're just going to quickly look at the ANCOVA table down here. The effect of training is significant, and the effect size given by partial eta squared is 0.515. So rounded up, that means that 52% of the variation in the score on the post-test can be attributed to the training. So the type of training that people had accounts for just over half of the variation in the scores. Okay, we'll come back to that later on.